2025 Volkswagen Golf GTI, evolving the legend without losing its soul. For driving purists, the news that the 2025 Volkswagen Golf GTI no longer offers a manual transmission might sting. After all, the stick shift has long been a defining feature of the GTI's engaging, driver-first personality. Losing it is a major shift for a car that helped invent the hot hatch genre 50 years ago. But here's the twist. The GTI doesn't feel lost without it. Thanks to a smart refresh and the retention of nearly all the traits that made it great, the 2025 GTI enters its next chapter with confidence and charisma. Think of it this way. It's no longer classic GTI, but it's a refined, modern interpretation that still knows how to thrill. Freshened design, familiar dynamics Volkswagen has given the GTI a sharper look without disrupting its iconic proportions. The front fascia gets a sleeker, more aggressive appearance, with fang-like shapes framing the signature 5-pod fog lights. A new illuminated bar stretches across the front end, connecting the headlights, and the thin red accent line is now bolder, spanning from fender to fender. Even the VW badge is backlit, adding a cool, high-tech vibe. Two new metallic paint options, Alpine Silver and Slate Blue, freshen the palette, while new GTI badges adorn the front doors. The updated 19-inch wheels echo the 5th-gen GTIs, styling cues nodding to the model's legacy while pushing forward. What's behind the decision to ditch the manual? Volkswagen points to shifting global regulations and waning interest overseas. As a result, all 2025 GTIs come equipped with the 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, DSG. The good news is that this transmission is no slouch. It delivers crisp shifts in sport mode and feels significantly smoother than similar setups from rivals like the Hyundai Elantra N. Under the hood, the turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4 continues to produce 241 horsepower and 273 lb-ft of torque. It's the same as before, and that's just fine. It's a punchy, responsive engine that makes the GTI feel eager at any speed. Volkswagen wisely left the chassis untouched for 2025. The GTI's handling was already among the best in its class, so why mess with success? We spent time carving through the scenic and twisting roads between VW's North American headquarters in Reston, Virginia, and Summit Point Motorsports Park in West Virginia. The GTI's lively nature came to life on those back roads, sharp steering, well-tuned brakes, and a sense of balance that makes it easy to drive fast with confidence. It's the kind of car that turns even a mundane errand into a moment of joy. Its upright hatchback shape continues to be an advantage. Unlike many performance cars that sacrifice utility, the GTI offers real-world practicality. There's generous space for passengers in the back seat and cargo room that rivals compact crossovers. Proof that performance and usability don't have to be at odds. At Summit Point, we swapped into the Autobahn trim, the highest spec GTI, and took it out for some track time on the 1.7-mile Jefferson Circuit. The Autobahn model features adaptive dampers and sticky summer tires, offering sharper responses than the standard model. On the circuit, the GTI felt planted and composed, with a brake pedal that stayed reassuringly firm throughout multiple laps. The DSG transmission shown here, keeping the engine in its power band while allowing the driver to focus on steering and braking. Still, it's not without flaws. Steering feel is one area where the GTI could improve. It's precise, but lacks the feedback offered by some competitors, like the Honda Civic Si. And even in its firmest damper setting, the GTI exhibited a bit of body roll in tighter corners. Nevertheless, for the price, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better blend of comfort, performance, and everyday usability. Interior improvements. Hit the right notes. If there's one thing GTI fans loudly criticized in recent years, it was the overly sensitive touch controls on the steering wheel. Volkswagen has listened and responded. Those finicky capacitive buttons are gone, replaced with physical controls that are far easier to use on the fly. It's a small change, but one that dramatically improves the driving experience. The new infotainment system is also a step forward. A 12.9-inch touchscreen now dominates the dash, offering faster response times, cleaner visuals, and larger icons that make it easier to use at a glance. Borrowed from the Atlas and ID Buzz, the interface is generally intuitive, though it still relies on touch sliders for volume and climate adjustments. Thankfully, those sliders are now illuminated, making nighttime use less frustrating. Volkswagen has also added ChatGPT voice assistants to the system, an interesting tech-forward move that might intrigue younger drivers, though some may find the AI integration a little too invasive for comfort. Despite the added tech and updates, pricing remains relatively steady. The base S trim starts at $33,670, while the mid-level SE costs $38,645. The Autobahn trim tops the range at $42,105. Because the GTI is built in Germany, it's subject to the US import tariff, but VW says it has no plans to raise prices until at least the end of May. That gives buyers a window to act before any possible price hikes arrive. Yes, we'll miss the manual transmission. It was a key part of the GTI's DNA. But rather than mourning the past, the 2025 Golf GTI invites us to appreciate what's still here. Brilliant performance, refined style, practical design, and real driving fun. Even with an automatic, the GTI proves that evolution doesn't mean compromise.